Rambam. Oh, didn't change the title. Sorry. 1 second. Rambam, the laws of neighbors. Neighborly laws. Okay. Let's get right into it. How to be downright neighborly. We're in chapter 7. When a person has a window in his wall and a colleague comes and builds a courtyard next to it, the owner of the courtyard cannot tell the owner of the window, close this window so that you will not look at me, right? Can't say that. For the owner of the window has established his right to maintain the window, even though it is a source of damage to him, because called hezekria, of seeing. If his colleague desires to build a wall opposite the window to block the invasion of his privacy, he must have a space of 4 cubits, which is about 6 feet, to the window to avoid casting a shadow upon it. It's amazing that these laws, are 3,300 years old, even though they were only written down, over 1,500 years ago, but still pretty awesome, having such laws.
What's the thing about casting a shadow? What's the significance of casting shadows?
Cast a shadow on his window and he's not going to get sunlight. He won't get sunlight. You have a window, you want sunlight, right? What do you have a window for? For sunlight. So if you're going to build, right, if you're going to build and block my window, cast a shadow on it, and I won't have sunlight, you've done damage to me. Make sense?
They just all these high-rise buildings, do they take that into consideration?
Oh, first of all, yeah, for sure. Absolutely, they do.
They do?
There are in Montreal for that, but
Of course they do.
there is also people who cheat. Like for example, they make a building and they make another building next to it, which one they bought. The people that bought the condos, they didn't know there was going to be a blockage on the next.
Right.
So that's how they cheat people.
Anyway, we're learning Torah law, right? What they do, I mean, civil law is based on the Torah law. I'm sure there's distinctions, but in this, there's that concept of, damaging. That's why you have to recess the building. You can't build it at the edge of your property, because then you're at the edge of someone else's property and you're going to and there's a damage at your, what they call a lessening of the quality of life, right? Which is called a damage, right? Are clear? Halacha 2. If the window is positioned low in the wall, the owner of the window may force the owner of the courtyard to build a wall 4 cubits away from the window and build it at least 4 cubits high, so that the owner of the courtyard can look through the window and watch the owner of the window. Right. So now the guy who has, I don't want you to look through my window. My window is low, so you're going to have to build a wall 4 cubits high, so that way you're not going to be able to peer down into my window. The following rules apply when a window second. Yes, following when the window was positioned high on the wall, and the owner of the courtyard built a wall below the window. If there were more than 4 cubits to the top of the wall, to the window, the owner of the window may not prevent the owner of the courtyard from building the wall, even though he does not leave any space between the wall and the wall of the window is located. For the new wall is not casting a shadow over the window, nor does he invade his privacy of the owner of the window. Here, let me explain. Here, this is my home. My window's here. You built on the edge of we both built on the edge of our property line, not leaving 4 cubits. I didn't leave my neighbor is not leaving 4 cubits, but he's building like this, that between the window here and the top of my wall here, this is just a wall. Maybe not even a building, just a wall, right? There's 4 cubits, meaning about 4 feet. So there's 2 things. You can't look up, you're not going to look up and be able to see in, so you're not invading the person's privacy, right? There's 4 cubits in between. Is that clear? And it's not casting a shadow because it's lower. This is lower, so it's not casting a shadow. And even if you stood on the wall over here, you wouldn't be able to peer inside because, right, it's not, there's enough space in between that you're not going to be able to peer inside. And therefore, a person could do that. If, however, there are fewer than 4 cubits between the top of the wall and the window, and the owner of the window may force the owner of the wall either to lower the wall so that the owner of the courtyard will not be able to stand on the wall and look through his window, or he may force the owner of the courtyard to build his wall 4 cubits from the window, or he has to be 4 cubits away, or it's around 6 feet. He has to, right? It will not, and then will not cast a shadow, nor will the owner of the courtyard be able to look in and see him. Okay. Gotta run, folks. I have a funeral today. We'll